free-flowing, fair to passable flow, or cohesive, or very cohesive, or not flowing. In that case, kapag ka yung angle of repose mo is less than 30 degrees, so very free-flowing, bababa yung angle. 30 to 38 degrees, free-flowing, 38 to 45, it's fair to passable, and then 45 to 55, cohesive, and kapag greater than 55 degrees, it's very cohesive. Good question. Tsaka yung 45, no? Either. Kasi wala eh. Kasi ito na yung reference eh, yung sa 2018 na publication. So, if that is the case, either of the two will be accepted. Okay? So, kung yun yung tinanong, kung 38 or 45. Ha? Okay? Sige, thank you for that question. Next, so yun, characterization of flow, yung isa pang gamit. At yung tinanong ko kanina, sa PADI. So, kapag actually sa exam, I remember, yun, sa board exam, sa standards nanggagaling mga questions eh. So, when we grade our rough rice or palay or paddy, kapag more than 9.9 millimeters extra long, kapag 8.8 to 9.8, that's long. Kapag 8 to 8.7, that is medium. Yung kanina, 8.6. Kaya siya medium. And then, kapag below 8, it is short. Bukas ba yung aircon sa likod? Kaya ba? Wait lang.
Kaya pala mainit.
Okay, sound. Okay lang. Okay lang pala. Sige. Sige. So, yun. Yun yung sa grading based on length ng ating rice pan. For the corn, you could have discussed, ito naman, kasi I really couldn't find, corn grits kasi normally, yung mga maliliit na klase, so parang broken corn grains yung makikita. Pero for kernels and pieces of kernels of corn or other matters which pass through the number 12 CU. So ang diameter niya, or basically yung largest measurable dimension niya is 4.76 millimeter. So, ito yung mga nako-consider na broken kernels or foreign matter sa corn. And if you look dun sa data nyo, wala naman na mag-fall siya. Laging greater than 4.76. So, yun lang. That's one thing that it will have added. Now, for angle of repose pa din, the steeper pile shall be formed when the coefficient of friction is high. So yun, same dun sa kanina, higher friction between surfaces. Ito, rough particles have stronger interparticle friction. So yun na nga yung coefficient of friction which will hold the heap of coal together compared when they are smooth particles. So again, rough rice kasi, yung mas mataas kasi mas rough yung surface niya. So yun, basically similar. Then, angle of repose and then angle of friction of rice is greater than the angle of repose and angle of friction of corn. So yun, the higher the angle of repose, similar results have been observed at angle of friction. So, importance or application in agri-processing, you could have added grading, design of equipment, storage facility, and characterization of grades, among the many uses of it. Okay, questions sa Exer 1? Wala. Exer 2, describing size and shape of agricultural products. So you are to be able to compare the dimensions and slenderness ratio of different rice grains. 2, determine the shape of the apple using standard charts. And then 3rd, determine the roundness and sphericity of the apple assigned to your group. Now, so yung kanina ay paddy. Ito yon. Now, for the milled rice, ito yung grading. Okay? So, kapag so 7.5 and above, that is extra long. Kapag 6.4 to 7.4, that is long. Yung given kanina sa Kahoot ay 5.6, kaya medium, kasi for medium, it is 5.5 to 6.3. Tapos kapag below 5.5, that is short. Sa slenderness ratio naman, length to width ratio, so madali lang ito kasi 2 and 3 lang yung kailangan yung ano. So kapag greater than 3 or more, kung 3 or more, slender. Kapag 2 or less than 3, so 2 yung kanina, kaya bold. And then kapag less than 2, it is round. I just wanna re-emphasize itong itong part na to kasi kapag ka dun sa grains, dun sa rice grains, yung slenderness ratio natin ay length to width. Kapag binaliktad nyo siya, for rice, aspect ratio yung tawag. Pero I really check kapag ka sa fruits, may mga journals, baliktad eh. Kapag ang tawag naman, kapag ka, yung aspect ratio nito kasi width to length. Pero kapag sa fruits, kapag nag-grade sila, yung aspect ratio, major or length to width to eh. Major diameter to intermediate. Parang ang katumbas niya ay itong slenderness ratio. So then, don't be confused. This is the one used naman for fruits, for grading of fruits. There's another parameter that is used is yung ellipsoid ratio. So that is the intermediate diameter to over minor diameter. Okay, so basically that's width over thickness. Okay, so yun yung sa just a note, this is slenderness ratio. For roundness and sphericity, higher the roundness, no sharp. So roundness is the measure of the sharpness of the corners. So kapag mataas yung roundness, close to 1, no too sharp or angular edges. For sphericity naman, it is close. So it is the measure of how close a sample is to a perfect sphere. So the higher the sphericity or closer to 1, the more spherical it is. Okay. So again, just a note. Ito yung sinabi ko. A, longest intercept is the major diameter is to length. So ito yung length. Yung next, longest intercept normal to A, that is your intermediate diameter or your width. Okay? And then C, longest intercept normal to both A and B, that is your minor diameter or in this case, your thickness. Okay? Actually, bukod sa image ray, meron pang iba. May MATLAB, pwede rin sa mga image processing. May iMaris, or Verlin. Pero yung iba kasi may bayad na. So, kaya image ray yung ginamit natin. So, dun sa chartered standards, yung gumamit tayo dun sa chymosinine, pero marami. Ito para sa avocado, tapos meron din sa onion. So, ganon. May mga particular chartered standards, depende sa crop. Pero, kapag wala na talaga, yung descriptive term, yun yung ina-apply natin sa general fruits. Okay? Yun lang yung sa Exer 2. Questions? Wala? Sige. Dun sa Exer 3 naman, density measurement. So, you're supposed to know and explain some methods in density measurement and then understand the use of these properties in agricultural processing. So, compute yung results and discussion. Compute the data, what are the measured densities, and then cite importance. So, dun sa so, of course, obviously, yung bulk density scale, bulk density. Yung dalawang method pa, pygnometer at saka gravimetric method, both of those are apparent densities. Ang true or skeletal or bone density, ang nakukuha lang siya using a gas pygnometer. Okay, or gas analyzer. So, wala tayo no. Liquid yung ginamit natin. Para kasi kailangan kasi may means para pumasok dun sa loob. Diba? Kasi simulat ng void spaces eh. So, kailangan ma-penetrate niya yung loob nung may coating. Yes, Andre. may helium, may sulfur, pero pinaka-common na nabibili kasi mas mura, helium. Doon sa gas, pictometer. Or gas analyzer. Okay? Question ba? So, yun. Kapag kailangan gas yung gagamiting, medium para sa true or skeletal density. Okay? Yun na, yung question ko kanina, 1:1. So, automatic, kung ano yung na-compute nyo, you could, by computation, yung grams per liter is equal to kilogram per cubic meter. One thing that I was hoping na makita sa computation nyo ay yung computation ng porosity. Kasi meron kayong bulk density, meron kayong apparent density. You could have computed for the bulk porosity. So that is 1 minus the bulk density over apparent density of the material. So yung porosity, yun yung ginagamit kapag nag-design tayo ng dryer. So gaano karaming available pore spaces dun sa air na mag-flow. Diba? Kasi yun yung sinusukat nila. Sa isang bulk, ano yung pore spaces available? Porosity. So yun. That is 1, pero yun. So yun yung added sana. And then, another thing we've discussed sa pictometer method, yung specific gravity, right? So in here, this is a specific gravity machine. Yung iba tawag dito Paddy separator. So, but it uses the principle of specific gravity. So, what happens here ay you pour down samples na magkasama yung magkaibang density. Okay? So, nag-oscillate siya at nag-vibrate. So, ang perfect example nito ay wait lang, sorry. Ang perfect example nito ay yung palay. Kapag ni-mill natin or tinanggal natin yung husk, hindi 100% efficient yung huller. So, pagka, di ba, may palay. Pag dinaan ko siya sa huller, dapat may brown rice ako. Pero what happens ay, dahil nga hindi siya 100%, pag lumabas siya, magkasama yung brown rice at saka yung palay. Na-imagine nyo, hindi nyo naman kakainin yung may palay. Meron kayo na brown rice lang. Brown rice yung wala ng iba. Okay? Akala nyo iba, yung brown rice ay tsaka black rice ay variety. Hindi. Natanggal lang yung iba. Tapos hindi pa natatanggal yung brown. Kaya brown. Anyway, so yun. Magkasama yung palay at yung brown rice. Gusto nyo, kung pag inisa-isa nyo yan, good luck. So, kailangan may machine. So, ito, example nito, magkasama yung brown rice at saka yung palay. You have to separate the two. You use a Paddy separator or a specific gravity machine para magkasama sila yung green and red, pero because of the differences in their densities, so at saka yung naka-slant, tapos may area na from underneath, tapos habang nagbabibrate, so automatic niya isusort from one portion, doon niya ilalabas yung mas mabigat, and then, or yung mas dense, and then doon sa other end niya ilalabas. So, dito, at saka dito. So, ganun yung another use ng density in that case, kasi diba, specific gravity, nakadepende siya sa density. Okay? So, that's one. Yun. Questions on specific gravity or in density? None. Yung last exercise nyo ay for the uses pala, importance. So, number 1, process design. Okay? Aside from the silo determination, yung assignment nyo, or storage bin, or storage bin. Yun, yung una. So, process design for silo. Pwede rin siya for packaging, design ng packaging materials. So, process design pa rin yun. Yun, sa packaging yung mga bulk density, yung mga box. Okay? Sa process design ng grain drying, simulation ng grain drying. As I've said, yung porosity natin, kapag ka nag-design tayo kung gaano kabigat, kadami yung airflow, may porosity dun sa mahabang equation. So, yon, that is used. So, and then, pneumatic handling. So, yun, meron tayong mga products or yung pneumatically conveyed materials from one machine to another. So, that is affected by density. Okay? So, yun yung number 1, process design. Number 2, determination of concentration of binary solution. So, example ito, yung sugar content sa soft drink. So, if you determine the density of water and sugar, so, ayun. So, you have to know, kapag kami magko-compute kayo ng proper solution or mixture ng soft drinks, you have to compute then, consider yung density ng water and density ng sugar. So, yun. So, determination of concentration of binary solutions. Yun pala, kasama pala siya sa process design. Process design yung 1. Number 2, characterization. So, sa characterization, yung ating mga density, so, or in that case, yung porosity kanina, it affects yung texture or mouthfeel sa bibig. Example yun, yung ice cream, maraming pores yun. Yung apple, maraming, yung mga ganon. Chips, di ba? Maraming pore spaces yun. So, may mga pore spaces. So, kung okay ba siya mag-absorb ng milk or not, yung ganyan. So, yun, density measurements yun. Porosity also affects crispiness and crunchiness and hardness of the material. So, 1, process design. 2, characterization. 3, quality determination or purity. So, yung bulk density, meron ako nakita doon sa computation nyo, hindi siya nagbabago class. Doon sa silo computation, constant yun. Oo. Particular sa variety na to, ang acceptable bulk density measurement nito ay, let's say for example, 500. So, pagka nag-compute sila, yun yung default na constant. Tapos, doon ang nilalarong values ay yung volume and mass. Okay? So, yun yung ginagamit nila for computation. Kung, kunwari, alam nila na ito yung bulk density, so, makukompute yung weight. Kapag ka nag-deviate sa acceptable bulk density na yun, chances are, may impurities or may bato kung sobrang bigat, yung mga gano'n. So, yun. Quality determination. For apparent density, for hot water treatment of mangoes, so, kinocompute, kasi liquid, setup. So, siya rin yung ginagamit for determination of maturity or ripeness. Good mangoes will sink, bad mangoes will float. So, density. Okay? So, yun yung uses. Tatlong main uses, importance ng density. Process design, characterization, quality determination. Even dun sa may document, yung sa gold, yung process nila, yung lubog, tapos kailan, yung ganun eh. Anyway, yun. So, same na sa mangoes. Good mangoes will sink, bad mangoes will float. Okay, surface area determination, last. Wait. You are supposed to determine the surface area of the egg, compare the values obtained from each method. So, dun na lang tayo sa... So, which among these four pala, yung best? Basically, yung less sources of error. And, so, that will be the resemblance to a Prolit spheroid, which has the least source of error. So, the volume and dimensional measurements of our egg remains the same. Kasi yung sa weight method, nagbabago yung weight. Diba? Sabi ko nga, kailangan sa fresh lang siya gagawin. Kasi, yun nga, in weight method, applicable for fresh eggs only. After being hatched, it starts to lose weight. Yung sa direct method naman, alam na natin. Yung direct method and yung projected method, medyo prone sa human error. So, kaya dun sa results nyo, yung dalawa yung medyo may mga napalayo. Pero, kung tama yung method nyo, meron sa inyo sobrang lalapit. 86, 87, ganun lang.
Direct
So,
method.
actually, kung tama yung method, close to, applicable yung lahat ng method na to. Okay? So, again, sa computation ng radians, ng K, kailangan ng ka-radians. Ito, actually, may nakuha ko to, yung pangalawa, hindi ko to alam. So, kaya nag-add ako ng points dun sa nag-submit. Pero alam ko ito, yung sa eccentricity value, it is an indicator of the shape. Sabi ko nga, kapag approaching 0, circular, approaching 1, elliptical. Pero apparently, based sa study, pwede rin siyang mag-determine ng sex of the poultry. Kapag elongated, male. So, ito, partially approaching 1. And rounded, female naman. So, that is approaching 0. Yung eccentricity. Kapag irregular yung substance natin, or may maliliit, meron tayong ginagamit na surface area, or using GC, or BET ko tawagin, Bronner, Emmett, Teller. So, hindi ko naman yung tatalasin. Pero may BET equipment. So, siya yung ginagamit dito. For, kapag irregular yung shape ng commodity. So, the actual, what happens is, meron kang gas sorption. Ito, mahal tong process na to kasi normally, itong maliliit na to, nitrogen yung ginagamit. So, mahal. Bibili kasi ikaw ng nitrogen. Kasi itong grain na to, imagine na siya ay commodity or kahit anong biomaterial na irregularly shaped. Kasi di ba, puro automatic tayo sa proline, complete, ganyan. Pero ganyan yung isang method. So, may machine, ilalagay mo siya doon, yung irregularly shaped, tapos papapasukin mo yung gas. Okay? Tapos, it will come to a point, so, as the pressure of gas rises, so does the amount of absorbed at the surface until a monolayer is found. Ayan, yun yung monolayer. Lahat ng first layer niya, may ayan, ito yun. Yung point na to, inaalam siya, kasi yun yung point na first layer may coat. Parang gano'n. Okay? So, ito, ayan, wala pa itong patong eh. Pero nung napuno niya na yung lahat ng layers, ganun yung magiging picture dun sa machine. So, which is used to calculate the BET surface area. So, additional molecules are then absorbed as the... Anyway, so ito yun. BET surface area yung ginagamit. Okay, tapos may automatic, may measurement na siya. Based sa volume of nitrogen na na-release. Tapos, at this point, na-cover yung buong surface. Okay? So, yan. Yun sa irregularly shaped materials. Yung surface area determination. Okay. Yun lang. Yung sa ating post-lab for this afternoon. Yung sa 2L and 3L, naiwan ko lang yung lab reports nyo. Pero na-check out ko na. So, stay.